Hello students, in the previous video we have seen how we will find the mean whenever the raw data is given with the help of two methods, with direct method and shortcut method. Now we will discuss about the next method, that is the step deviation method, and I have told that for the step deviation method a little bit bigger data I will take, then you will understand what is the use of these methods. So now we can see here for the x we have taken this value 425, 475, 525, 575, 625. In all the data there is a difference of 50, and frequency I have taken the same whatever I have taken in the previous question. In that question this data was very small data, now this time a little bit big data, then multiplying will be a little bit difficult. So if we will implement direct method in this data, then we have to do the effort. We will multiply this both, then everyone we will multiply, then we will add, then we will divide by this f. It was 17, you can remember that it was 17, sigma f was 17. So we will divide by 17 and then we can get, there is no problem, we can find the mean. And after that, if we don't want to use direct method, then we can use the shortcut method. Then one more step we will add in this. What was that step? We will assume a mean, assumed mean. In the maximum cases we take the middle one. Suppose this is 5 data, so we will take this one, but it may possible that it will be 6. Then which one we will take? Then at that time the third number or fourth number we can take. So in any one if we will take, then same output we will get in the finally we will get that. So now we will see what we will do whenever we have to do this question with the help of shortcut method, and after that one more step we will increase. So I am doing what? We will find the deviation, and deviation was x minus a, and suppose this is a here, this is assumed mean, a is equal to this. So what the data we will get? We can find this is a, so x minus a, it will be this 525 minus 525, it will be 0. Here is a difference of 50, so it will be minus 50. Here it will be minus 100. Here it will be 50, and here it will be 100. If we want to solve this question with the help of the shortcut method, then we will start multiplying both, then f multiplied by d, and we can get the answer. But now we have decided that we will use in this question step deviation, so one more step we have to add here. What the step we will add? Then calculation will be very easy. How? Let's see. Whatever d we have seen here, then we will find what is the common value here by which we will divide this value, then we will get a easier data. Here we can observe, here 50 by 50 if we will divide this, then it will be easy for us. That means here by 50, that means I will be, we will give the name as 5, I is equal to 50. Then what we will find here? D by I, and we will denote it by T. So 0 by 50, so we will get 0, minus 50 by 50, so it will be minus 1, here minus 100 by 50, so it will be minus 2. Here 50 by 50 is equal to 1, and 100 by 50 so equal to 2. So now we can understand what is the benefit of this. Now minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. If we will multiply this with this f, then it is more easy than if we will multiply this by this. That means after this step what we will do? We will multiply f multiplied by I, f multiplied by t, f multiplied by t. So it is 6 and it is minus 2, so it will be minus 12. 3 minus 1, it will be minus 3. It will be 0. it will be 3, it will be 4. Now we will add this 7, this is minus 15. So if we will add this, that means sigma ft if we will find, and what we will get? We will get minus 15 plus 7, that means minus 8. Now how we will implement on the formula, that is the last important thing here, x bar, that means mean, is equal to a we had done, we can compare with the previous method, shortcut method, a plus, then what we were doing at that time, f multiplied by d and divided f multiplied by d and divided by sigma f. So similarly here what we will do, we will write sigma f t here and divided by sigma f. Now since we had divided by 50, so now we will multiply by I here. Now we will implement the values and we will get the answer very easily. So what will be the next step? Now we can see here, I am writing here, A is 525, then plus sigma ft is equal to minus 8 divided by 17 and multiplied by I, that means 50. Now we will solve it. How we will solve and what the answer we will get, that we will see now. We will get here 525 and plus minus it will be 400 and by 17. Now what the remaining thing is that we have to solve this. We will take LCM, we will multiply this by this and minus 400 divided by a lot of things we have to do here. Why we will waste the time? We will find this and then we will subtract, then it will be easier way. So let's see what we will do at the final step. 525 and minus, we have to find this, so 17 and 400. Okay, 34 6 0 3 51 9.05 decimal 0 2 34. So whatever the thing we will get, it is sufficient for our work. 23.52. Now we have to subtract, so I think quite easy. You can do in your mind also. How? 52 is here, so whenever you will pass 100, so 52 it will be 48. Here it will be 24 and this 23, so 501. 501.48. This will be the mean of this given data by the help of the step deviation method. So this method we are using here. So now we have seen, if raw data is given, then how we will use direct method, shortcut method and step deviation method. But in the starting of the session, I had discussed about some different type of data. So at that place, I have discussed about overlapping and non-overlapping data. That means whenever we will get the data in the form of class interval, then how we will deal. So now here, if this data will be given here in the form of class interval, that means 0 to 10, 10 to 20, like this type of data. So how we will implement these three methods in overlapping data in the form of the class interval? Let's see. This time I have taken the data in the form of the class interval 0 to 10, 10 to 20. So it is overlapping. 10 is here, 10 is here. You know that. And frequency, same frequency I have taken, whatever I have taken in all the examples here. Now we have to understand and concentrate here. Class interval is given here. So by which value we will multiply this frequency? In the previous one, whenever we had the raw data, at that time we were multiplying with that. but here it is class interval. It may possible that for what the value 6 we have taken, one is for 5, one is for 7, one is for 3, one. So by which value we will multiply? It is very confusing here. So in that way we will take any middle value. Mid value will help. Whenever there is confusion, then we will take any average type value. So here for each interval we will find a mid value by which we will multiply the frequency, and that mid value will be called x here, and then after that everything will be same whatever we had done in the previous examples. So we will find mid value and we will denote it by x. Now 0 to 10 mid value, what it will be? It is normal for understanding. From 0 to 10 it will be 5, 10 to 15 it will be 15, but there should be a proper method by which whenever we will get a bigger data and it will be very difficult to find, then why we will waste the time? Then at that time we will use that. So process is add this lower limit and upper limit. I am writing here lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Okay, this will be called also the class mark. You have studied in class 9. Here if you will see the book, it is written mid value, so I am writing mid value also here. There is no problem, we can choose any. Now 0 plus 10 divided by 2, it will be 5. 10 plus 20, it will be 30 divided by 2, it will be 15. 20 plus 30, 50 divided by 2, 25. One more thing we can observe here, there is a difference of 10. So what is the difference between these two values? In each and every class interval, the difference between all is same. So if we are able to understand there is a same difference between all the class interval, then first value we will find and we will add the that value whatever we will find here. Suppose it is 10 here, so 10 we will add in each and every. So it will be 35, it will be 45. Now we can multiply it. Now coming on the direct method. What was direct method? This by this, x multiplied by f, and we will multiply it and we will find the mean very easily. So it will be f multiplied by x, it will be 30, it will be 45, it will be 75, it will be 105, it will be 90. Now we have to add. So what we have to find? Sigma fx. 10, 15, 1, 4, 8, 7, 15 and 10, 25, 24, 2, 2 and 3, 345. We will get 345. Also we should cross check it. Every time I am telling, whenever we are multiplying, whenever we are adding, that we have to check that. Cross checking is very important in this whenever you are solving the statistics question, because this is normal for the person to do the calculation mistake. So now that time I have added like this. Now this time if from here we can add 5, 5, 15, 1, 9 and 10, 17 and 7, 24, 2, 2 and 3. That means okay. Now next step, therefore x bar is equal to sigma fx divided by sigma f. So 345 divided by 17. Now we will find the answer in decimal. That will be the right answer. So now we can find it very easily. 2, 0, 2, 9 and after that something, but I am using this 2. We will write approx. So this is the direct method for finding the mean whenever data is given in the form of the class interval. This is direct method. Same type of process we have done here, whatever we had done in the raw method. Only one more step we have to do. We have to find mid value. After that, everything is same. Similarly, we will do for the next method, that is shortcut method. In shortcut method, we will do the same thing whatever we have done. There is no problem. First of all, we will not write this step. After that, we will do whatever assumed mean type of work we have done. So now I am rubbing this and then now adding the part. If we have to solve the same question with the help of the next method, that means the shortcut method, what we will do additionally, what we will do here. In the next step, we have to find d, that means deviation. D is equal to x minus a. A, first of all, we have to find the assumed mean. This is 5 value, so we will take this as a. Assumed mean. Now we will do the next process. It will be 25, so 25 minus 25, it will be 0. Then in the next step, what? X minus a, that means 15 minus 25, it will be minus 10, it will be minus 20. Here it will be 10, here it will be 20. Whenever we are getting the same type of thing here, then that calculation is quite easy. So now I am writing this here, then it will be easy for writing the things x minus a. So now what we will do? We will find f multiplied by d. A little bit easy it will be. 6 multiplied by 20, so it will be minus 120. Here it will be minus 30, 0, 30 and 40. Here 70 and here minus 150. So finally sigma f d, it will be minus 80. After finding this, now we will implement on the formula, and formula was x bar is equal to a plus sigma fd divided by sigma f. A is 25, so 25 plus sigma ft minus 80 and divided by 17. Now 18 divided by 17 we have to find. 80 we have to divide by 17. 68, 12.0. So it will be 7, 119, 1.00. So some value we will get, so finally we can write it as 4.71 here. So it will be 25 and plus minus 4.71. So answer will be 120, 20.29 and it will be 20. So 20.29 approx will be the mean of this given data whenever we are using the shortcut method. So in both the method we have seen we are getting the same result. Now third method we will implement on this same data. Then what will be the changes here? So only this step we have to remove from here. Only this one. There is no need to do this as whatever we had done in the raw data. Next step we will find I here. We know d by I is equal to 10. 10. So minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. So now very easy data we are getting. Now we have to multiply with frequency. So this f will be multiplied by dy. That means we will call it t. Now we will multiply this f with this t. So f multiplied by t will be 6 minus 12 minus 3 0 3 4. So 7 here minus 15. So finally we will get sigma ft is equal to minus 8. Now in the step deviation method, what is the formula for x bar? A plus sigma ft divided by sigma f multiplied by I. So A is 25 plus sigma ft, what we are getting, minus 8 divided by this 17 multiplied by 10. Now we will get the same data here. It will be plus minus minus, I am writing directly 80 by 17. So 18 by 17 we will get the value whatever we had found in the previous method, 25 and minus. Whenever we will solve, we will get 4.71. So answer will be 20.29 approx. So same value every time we are getting. We can see, we can understand there is no difference. Every time value is same because we are not doing anything that is new thing is we can tell that a new thing is we are introducing. Only whatever we are subtracting, that we are adding, whatever we are dividing, that we are multiplying in the last. So everything we are doing we are working with the same data. So now we have seen how we can find the mean with the help of these three methods for this type of overlapping data.